It's going on, fellas, and welcome back to the FM21 beta with me, FoggyPlays. We are still in charge of Atalanta, and things have been going rather well. Since you were here last in the Salzburg and Torino games, where we lost to Torino, which was very disappointing, we have been we've done a thing. We've done a bit. We've played quite a lot of games because I want to get this season finished before the full release of the game. So we went and beat Cittadella 3-0, and then January came upon us, and we had a little bit of business. So Fiorentina, we drew 0-0, then smashed Sampdoria 6-0, then played Pisa in the Italian Cup, and disappointingly only won 1-0 with a new player who scored. Then we played Juventus in the Super Cup final, which was in Saudi Arabia, beat them 2-0 fairly comfortably. Then we played them in the Italian Cup quarter-final and beat them again. As you can see, Odson Edward has scored in 4 games in a row here. He's been quite good since he arrived, has to be said. Then we played Cagliari and we were quite poor. Levakovic scoring himself a cheeky little own goal, which, you know, that's what you want. Beat Udinese 3-2. Bit of a mixed bag. Then beat Roma, but it does not tell the story of that game. We were terrible, but we just got really lucky because Goossens scored in the 77th, Marcus Leandro in the 78th, and then Duvan Zapata in the 87th. It looked way more comfortable if you just look at the scoreline. Then we played AC Milan 3 times in a week, in the Italian Cup and the Serie A. So the first leg of the Italian Cup, we beat them 1-0, Szoboszlai scoring in the first minute. Literally nothing else happened in the game, bar that. Then in the league, Odson Edward, Lammers and Goossens scored in a 3-1 win for us. And then we played them again away from home, and we lost 1-0 in the 90 minutes. But then Duvan Zapata came on and scored in the 117th minute, and we went through, which was fine. But 3 days later, we had to play Juventus again, but we beat them. Odson Edward scored again. Odson Edward has been quite the signing, it has to be said. Definitely doing better than the Odson Edward who plays for Lelujo. Then we beat Crotone 4-0. Odson Edward got himself a goal again, and then against Napoli 4-1. 2 goals scored in the 90th minute. So, you know, and now we play Arsenal today in the Champions League first knockout round. But let's have a quick look at the transfers. Not a whole lot's happened. We have agreed to sign Astor Vranchuks from Michelin for 20 million, because why not? He's a good player. It didn't go through during January, so he's going to have to wait a little while to get here. So players that came in: Estlund is a 16-year-old central midfielder. He hasn't had a chance yet, but Nedergaard has played a couple of games already. He's pretty good. He's come on and he's played a few games. Melvin Baird is a left winger we paid far too much money for. Paid 32 million for. He's played 3 times, not been great. We've played 6 games, but he's not been great. The centre back we signed was Romagnoli, and he's been solid since he came in. First player to get sent off in FM21 for me, which was delightful, I guess. 34.5 million, not bad when he's now valued at 42. And Odson Edward, who we had agreed to sign on a pre-contract, and I just kind of went, well, I want him now, because I thought Lammers was leaving. Lammers had an offer from China accepted, brought Edward in, and then next day Lammers went, no, I'm not leaving. So that was less than ideal. So we had a bit too many of the old strikers. But one thing we are lacking now is centre backs, because we sold 2 shitters, but then Palomino went to China for 15 million. Alejandro Gomez went to Juventus because he wanted to leave. Pessina went to China for 15.5 million. Talas Magno went out on loan to Cagliari. One of our Greek backup goalkeepers that I brought in just gone out on loan because I think he played 1 game. Collie has gone on loan, or gone off to China as well. Shandong signing a lot of our players, which that's fine, I guess. And then Rafael Toloy went to Atletico Madrid for 10 million, which was a little disappointing. Wanted to get more for him, but didn't really want to sell him, but he wanted to get out. Esposito came back from his loan at Spal because it wasn't working out. He's gone to Sampdoria, and he's actually played some games, which is that's what you want. He hasn't scored yet, but nonetheless, I also gave him the number 3. So, because I like giving strikers the number 3. And then Omar Baez went on loan to Hadiaspor because he couldn't get a work permit. Well, he couldn't play for us because we'd already signed 2 non-EU players. So, Guido Fernandez, not a great signing, to be honest. He's kind of ruined the opportunity for a lot of other players to come through. So we are playing Arsenal in the first knockout round today, and should be an interesting game. Bayern Munich beating Lazio, Liverpool beating current holders PSG 4-1, Barcelona just scraping past Fenerbahce, Real Madrid and Man City drawing 1-1, Juventus beating AC Milan, Chelsea probably have knocked Club Brugge out now because they're 2 up away from home, but we take on the Gunners, and Borussia Dortmund play Monaco today. So this is how we're lining up. We have Livakovic in goal, Satulo, Sirigu, and Romagnoli. Why did I forget his name? As our back 3, Mikkelsen and Goossens as our central, our wide men, wing backs / wingers. They spend a lot of time up here anyway. Dikadlere and Malinovsky as our central midfield. Illich behind Edward and Lammers. Zapata has a bit of an injury, so he's not fit to play, as does Papetti. I think he's only out with a flu. So yeah, he's out with a flu. Other than that, a bunch of players not registered because we could only make 3 changes. Malinovsky is looking forward to his battle with Willian. I look forward to your battle with Willian as well, my friend. So let's have a look at the Arsenal lineup and see what they're bringing. Rob Holding. Interesting, Rob Holding. Willian. Lacazette starting as a striker. Maitland-Niles, Herrera, Cedric, Mari. This is an interesting bench. I'm going to thrash my arms. I expect you to give us... Nope. No. Point finger. What I found is if they don't respond, just point a finger at them and say, I think you're going to make the difference. 99% of the time, players will come out and they'll be fired up for it. Vasco's Tulo's performances. Yeah, he's fantastic. If I didn't think he was fantastic, I wouldn't be playing him. Pretty simple. Goossens in the second minute with throw. Illich, 7th goal of the season. Illich did have interest from, I think it was Sevilla. But they offered like something ridiculous, like 2.5 million for him. So I was just like, nah, you're grand, thanks. And I was expecting him to turn around and be like, oh, I want to leave because all the other players, like this team in front of us, there's not a whole lot of them that are still here from last year. Illich just puts that over. Sorry, I had to sneeze. It's like we have Statulo, Goossens, Malinovsky, Illich and Lammers are the only ones that are starting that were at the club last year. So we have made a bit of a clean out. But I think the squad last year was quite good. We've just made changes this year and it's worked out as well. Lammers, he's just made Burton Leno look like an idiot. I feel like this is going to be a long episode unless I edit this part out, but I probably won't. Maybe I will. I don't know. This is going on for quite a while, so we're going in at halftime, 2-0. All's well and good in the world. Pump fists. Got to give the media a worthy display. Okay. Point finger. Yes. Point more fingers. I've pointed so many fingers now. Seems to be unaffected by a knock. Don't want to take him off. Felipe Cruz. Easy substitution to make. Felipe Cruz is quite a good player. Probably would be the first choice if it wasn't for the fact that Mikkelsen just seems to perform well beyond his attributes. Lacazette gets held off by, I think that was Sturgu. Livakovic punts it forward, looking for Edward. Edward beautifully laid off for Lammers. Selfish Lammers. Grrr. Oh, Bellerin's picked up an knock. Oh, of course he has, because it's Hector Bellerin. Bernd Leno gets it out to Party. Malinovsky beats him to it though. Malinovsky, De Ketelaere. Malinovsky, Illich. Out to Felipe Cruz. Interesting pass back to Illich, but Felipe gets going. Can't get the ball across though. Oh, Sturgo, what are you doing? Romagnoli is there to clean up the mistake. When I signed Romagnoli, I was like, oh, I'm not going to need him because we have, 400 centre backs. Yeah, we could probably do it. We probably could have done with an extra centre back because for lots of games, Aubameyang just Tierney and Aubameyang sliced open our defence there. For quite a few games, we had to play random under 18 players on the bench, which was not ideal. Having to play a bunch of just kids that I didn't even know were footballers. But they sat on the bench, so it was just we had no centre backs apart from that. Goossens has picked up an injury now. Melvin Baird is going to come on, and Malinovsky is a little bit tired. We're going to be on Paslic. Supposedly doesn't get to play against Arsenal today, who I had at Arsenal in FM19. Odson Edward almost puts it past Leno. Wouldn't have been surprised if that had actually gone in because Leno has been quite poor today. Watch him turn into an absolute beast for this from now on. Maitland-Niles to Thomas Partey. Okay. Lads, come on now, right? We were 2 up. We're not going to do a Man City, are we? And crumble from 2-0 up. Oh my god, we're going to, aren't we? We're going to concede again. It's offside. It's fine. I know it's the first leg, but I'm going to go very attacking. Because, why not? You know what I mean? Might as well. Just rock out with your cock out. And it's going to end 2-2. It's going to break the players right before the end of the game. No. So 2-2. We have 2 away goals. It's better than nothing. We are lucky that Lacazette was offside when he was, because otherwise we would have gone away from here with a defeat, which I don't think we really deserved. Yeah, we didn't deserve to lose. I don't think we even deserved to draw. They've fought to the very end. Fans clearly felt there was no need to replace him. I thought he was fine. Illich it was inspired. Sprained wrist ligaments. 12 days. I'll give him the 12 days because I don't think we play Arsenal for a little while. Mikkelson's out with a gashed leg. And the French boss was there to watch Edward and Saliba. So we will be back in just a hot second to take on Arsenal again. So I'm gonna play the 3 games in between, and we'll see what we do. So don't go anywhere. Stay right where you are. So back now for the second leg against Arsenal, where it is 2-2, as you will remember, because it's literally just happened. I'm just doing a little refresh because it's been almost a month in game since I've managed against Arsenal. We played 3 league games in between. We were beaten by Benevento. We were shocking. Then we drew with Verona. I think there was 2 highlights in the entire game. And then we smashed Entella 4-0. So much so, brought on my 56-year-old goalkeeper. Because why not? But yeah, we had a good game in that one, which leads us into the game against Arsenal, where they lost against Fulham in the last game. Which, would be less than ideal for them. Results so far have Bayern Munich knocking out Lazio. Liverpool absolutely demolished Paris Saint-Germain 7-1 on aggregate. Barcelona did the business over Fenerbahce 6-0 on aggregate. Man City beating Real Madrid. So leaves it open for a potential surprise winner. Maybe a team that starts with the letter A and ends with Atalanta. But this is how we're laying up. for the game against Arsenal. We have many suspensions, many injuries. It's so Livakovic starts in goal. Papetti, Satulo, and Baird is the third centre back, because we don't really have anyone to play centre back. I could play Managari. I'm not going to, but I could. Mikkelsen and Goosens as our wing backs. Thankfully, the two of them are both fit for today. They were injured for the 3 games in between. De Ketelaere and Szoboszlai starting in central midfield with Ilic behind Zapata and Lammers. We have our Slovenian footballer on the bench today. He's fine. Injuries, we have Pasalic is out injured. Romagnoli is suspended. Edward is also injured. Felipe Cruz and Sturgio are suspended for this game. So you're going to give a number to Zeljkovic, who hopefully won't have to come off the bench, because if he does, then we are probably screwed. Don't see why he'd have to come off the bench because we have Malinovsky, but if we need 2 midfielders, then we're screwed because he is the other midfielder on the bench. Arsenal team starting today is pretty similar to the one that started the last game. I'm surprised they're not starting Pepe or Saka. I find that very interesting. I'm gonna pump fists. Media giving you a lot of... Okay, no. So they don't care about the media. Last year, nobody cared about the fans. We'll see. You can't replace players of that caliber. Lack of match fitness. It's going to play the full game. It's fine. Yeah. Baird has brought him in to be a left wing back. He's playing at centre back. I did consider De Ketelaere at centre back because he can do it. Never tried it. But then again, in saying that, I've never tried Baird at centre back. So, but he can do it, supposedly. We need to make a change here to see what the opposition... I'm just going to press Leno because Leno has a mistake in him, as does Rob Holding. Kieran Tierney playing at centre back as well. I feel like that's probably not the best idea, but we're playing Baird at centre back, and Lacazette has already taken advantage of the fact that we're playing a guy who hasn't been very good so far this year in any way, shape or form. Even when he's played at the position he's supposed to be best at, he's not been great. I'm glad I've given him the opportunities before this, because if I threw him in for today's game without having played him at all, I feel like it would end up being a lot worse than it actually will be, because I feel like we're just going to get beaten by Arsenal. Livakovic with the save though keeps us in the game for the time being. If it stays 0-0, we're fine. Or as long as they don't score 2 away goals, we're fine. Looks like they're playing with a bit more freedom. Mikkelsen with the throw. Just a tad too easy for Leno. Nobody actually challenged him for the ball, which is disappointing. Ilic gets tackled from behind by Herrera. De Ketelaere puts Zapata through, and Zapata is 20th this season. He hasn't scored in so long. Duvan Zapata. He doesn't seem to like the month of after Christmas, to be fair. Picked up an injury last year. He's just been off form a little bit this year, but he's taken lead. He's given us the lead. We have moved him to a deep lying forward for this game. Marcus Leandro. I did say in the press that Marcus Leandro was starting, and then didn't start him. So I feel like he might have a little bit of annoyance, or might get questions about that in the post-match interview. Like, you said you were going to start in one of your players, and you didn't. I'm going to say that I'm far from pleased with what I've seen. Baird is demotivated. Don't like that. I don't like him being demotivated. That's not what you want. I'm going to point my finger and say, okay, he's motivated. That's fine. That's what we wanted. Just get the players going. 6.5, less than ideal. Our XGs are the exact same, 0.56. So I feel like, considering the XG is the same, are we XGing them or FMing them? I think we're good for the fact that we're winning. Good money for the lead. Mikkelsen, can he get a crossover? Doesn't need to. Zapata. De Ketelaere. De Ketelaere had a fantastic game against Entella, and we are so unlucky there. And Lammers manages to win a corner for us. Marcus Leandro in the game against Benevento, I think it was, or Verona, missed a literal sitter. He was like 2 yards out and somehow managed to put it wide. They've moved Thomas Partey to centre back. I feel like that can only be good for us. We're going to take Bard off and bring on Managrati, who I haven't played too much this year. Lammer's going to come off for Leandro. I'm going to actually put you here, make you the advance forward, and then make you Duvan Zapata the complete forward on the other side. 72nd minute. We leave the final change for now. I don't want to go balls to the wall to make too many changes in the fact that we have a centre back who doesn't really play centre back very often. He's 3 grey star. We're playing him against Arsenal in the Champions League. I feel like that's, questionable. But it's just, when it works, if it works, tactical genius. Marcus Leandro gets onto the end of the ball. Can't get his crossover. Saka, interesting cross-field ball. Goosens gets dispossessed by Pepe, and it looks like it could be a penalty. With definitely a penalty. Obviously a penalty. So much a penalty. Looking for clarification. And it is actually given. Pepe will definitely feel hard done by here if we score. Ilic, of course Ilic doesn't score. Ilic never scores penalties. He's like against scoring penalties. It's too easy, 12 yards out, Ilic doesn't want to score. Lacazette, back defending, gets rid of the ball, and Mikkelsen picked it up, but it's fine. Szoboszlai with the corner. Goosens is going to go fetch the ball. What was that pass by Goosens? Satulo gets the clear to Ilic. Marcus Leandro. Beautiful pass over to Goosens, who gets blocked by Thomas Partey. Because there ain't no Partey like a Thomas Partey. Pepe is absolutely bombing down the wing. Ilic picks up the loose ball. Zapata puts it wide. That wasn't great. That wasn't ideal. Mikkelsen's not having a great game. We do have Lazola on the bench, so we'll bring on Lazola. Lazola is actually, a player that has played plenty of opportunity, or has had plenty of opportunities, and we are going to come through the Arsenal game with a win. Get in there, my friends. 1.66 to their 0.56. So for the entire second half, Arsenal did not have a shot. Outstretched arms. Well done, boys. Oh, also we have an offer from Saudi Arabia for Gato Fernandez, who obviously didn't work out with us this year. Who do we want in the next round? I am going to say that I would like us to play. It's not going to be Club Brugge. They're not going to go through. So I'm going to say, actually no, Club Brugge, because it's going to be Club Brugge or Chelsea. Why in particular? I think we could beat them. Although, did Club Brugge go through? We are through to the next round, which is fantastic. I'm not going to bother going to that interview. 8.6 or press conference. 8.68 million brings us up to 75 million. 20 million to spend. It's looking pretty tasty. So Borussia Dortmund knocked out Monaco 2-1. Club Brugge could still, in theory, beat Chelsea. It's going to be quite difficult for them. And Juventus play Atletico Madrid. So next episode, we're going to have the draw for the quarterfinal, and we're going to find out who we're playing, and we're going to play both games because why not? This is coming out on the 23rd, so the game does release tomorrow, but I am going to have to delay the start of my series because I have hospital appointments. For anyone who doesn't know, I broke my leg last week, and I have just a whole bunch of shit that needs doing. So if you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!